What is up, nerds and nerdettes? Major Krim here for Sleepless for the Week, and today some news dropped that I don't think that any of us were really prepared for. But after this news, I'm pretty sure that we can pretty much count on more and more anime live adaptations. And we just got told today that they are in talks to make a Cowboy Bebop live action television series. Now, I am, of course, skeptical like anybody else on the internet would be, but I'm also a hopeful skeptic. I am, for one, am for all these types of things because I like that it brings attention to it and that it makes people more aware of how awesome anime is to begin with. My hope is that not only does it create attention, but it gets people looking at Cowboy Bebop for maybe the first time. Maybe people who have heard of the anime, who have never actually sat down and watched it, now have finally said, you know what, now that they're going to do this thing with it, I'm going to go ahead and finally watch it. Or it could be in people's interest to watch it in general because they've never heard of Cowboy Bebop and never really gave anime a shot. So there's all really good pros to the situation. So who is trying to tackle this live action Cowboy Bebop television show? Well, it is Chris Yost, which I'm sure I'm probably not saying that right. I've probably completely butchered your last name. Sorry, Chris. But he is a screenwriter for Thor Ragnarok. He's screenwriting this television show. He's worked heavily with Marvel and comic books, so that's really promising to hear. I'm sure that he has a lot of passion behind this. He's also working with Sunrise Studios, Sunrise Inc., which is the studio that's going to help produce this show as well, which also is responsible for Cowboy Bebop. So there's a lot of pros here, and we haven't seen hardly any cons because there's not a lot of information yet, other than it's happening and it's been announced and they're working on it. So of course you can imagine with all of the live action adaptations that have hit, with Ghost in the Shell hitting the theaters and Death Note coming later this fall to Netflix, we are all seeing this kind of phase now where we're starting to get live action adaptations of anime. I am for this. A lot of people seem to not, and they just want to hate and kind of shit as soon as it hits. And we don't even know anything about this yet. We don't know who they're casting. We don't know if it's going to be a one-shot series. Like, are they going to do it for a season? Are we going to get a couple of seasons? Because if you have seen Cowboy Bebop, you know that it has a beginning and an end. Are they going to stick close to canon, or are they going to give us a lot of adventures with Spike and Faye and Jet and everybody else, Ed and Ein, everybody? Like, I'm just excited to hear that. I mean, can you believe that? Just the thought of what if they get a good cast, they pull it off fantastically. Like, I'm thinking a Firefly setting, right? Like, I love Firefly, and Firefly to me was my like live action Cowboy Bebop, if that makes sense. If they pull off something as close to Firefly with matching it with Cowboy Bebop, I'm gonna be hooked. And if they make episodes that are new, that didn't happen in the anime, I think I would be for that, because I want to see more. Like, the anime itself already wanted me seeing more of the universe, but it happened in 26 episodes. I don't know, I'll correct myself. But it happened in that span of episodes, and then it's over. So there's potential for a lot more development here. And that's what I'm looking forward to. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Cowboy Bebop, it's basically bounty hunters in space. It's not really your superhero type of, there's a main prominent hero and a main prominent villain. There is a bad guy who I guess would be considered the antagonist, but for the most part, the cool thing about Cowboy Bebop is that there is that underlying story of Spike versus said bad guy. And there's that kind of thing there, but everybody else has their own interlinking story. Everybody else has their own reason for why they're in space, their own reason for making money and becoming bounty hunters, and everybody just syncs together, and they all have adventures together. So while you have that underlying story with Spike, who I'm assuming they're going to try to push as the main character, however, I would like to see them be more kind of open to having all of them be a main character, to where we see way more of everybody. But more than likely, I feel like they're probably going to center in on Spike. If they do that, It's just one of two things. I'm worried that they'll center too much in on one character like Spike, and then that's all we're going to get. Or if they're smart about it, they will do it just like the series did it, and we'll get those plots down the road with not just Spike, but with Faye and Jet and Ed and Ein. Like we'll get all of their stories seemingly as we go. And in between, we're given space adventure, we're given bounty hunter adventure, how they make money, how they survive in this galaxy. You know, that's what I'm excited about. So my worry is that they're going to focus too much in on Spike maybe, and that might be all it is. I'm not sure. But if their ambitions are to do something Firefly-esque with it, oh man, just the thought, the ideas are just formulating so fast. Like I'm excited for it. Like I'm stoked to see what they do. I'm just worried about the casting because, I mean, really, I'd like to see someone unknown. No one famous comes to mind. It's really hard to do that. I kind of like to wait to see what they have in place first before I start making guesses. But the one person that I could see playing Spike, which is a very controversial person, I guess, because every time it's mentioned or every time I mention it, I've only had a couple people go, yeah, I could see that. And especially with that one thing he did where he looks like Spike. Benedict Cumberbatch. I think he could play a good Spike. That's just me. I could be horribly wrong, and I'm sure there's someone out there right now that's going, your stuff shit, like, your opinion is shit, and I'm never going to listen to any of your talk about reviews or anime ever again, because you think Benedict Cumberbatch makes a good Spike. But that's the lovely part about the internet, is that everybody has their opinions. So yes, I think that Benedict Cumberbatch would probably make a good Spike. I've seen his acting skills. His acting skills are on par, and they're fantastic. And he just looks it. I mean, look at this picture. Look at it. I mean, yes, that was just done up. That was just cosplay type stuff. But I mean, look at it. He has the acting capability, and he's got the look. That's really all that I need there. That would be my only person. If anyone said, so who do you want to have cast in Cowboy Bebop the TV show? Burn. But anyway, guys, we are in the age of live action adaptations. We're going to see more of them. We need to start getting used to them, and we need to start going to see these things and giving our critique on them, and not try to be too overly critical. Like on some things that are Attack on Titan, we can say those things. You know, we be critical when it needs to be critical. But if it's okay, if it did a good enough job, give them credit where credit's due. Because I would love to see more live action adaptations that do the anime justice. That's what I want to see. That's where I want to see it get to. So, I mean, we're going to get Tokyo Ghoul soon, live action. And from what I've seen from the trailers of that actually looks really promising. That looks like it's sticking way closer to the manga than some of these other adaptations have done. So, anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think. Are you guys excited to see a live action Cowboy Bebop TV show? Let me know in the comment section below. Let me know who you think would be the ultimate cast for Cowboy Bebop, because I'd be curious to hear people's thoughts on everybody else that's in the show as well, not just Spike. But let me know who you want there to be cast. And I can't talk because bleh. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. What you guys think would make the ultimate Cowboy Bebop cast for a live action TV show, and let me know what you think of all this. What do you think of the live action adaptations? I've also got a link in the description for a video that I did on Ghost in the Shell and my thoughts on kind of live action anime adaptations, so check that out. And if you like the content, hit a like button and subscribe to see more content, and I'll be back very soon with more updates. And of course, Berserk is getting closer to ending, so we will see how Berserk is going. I'll have a full review of that when Season 2 concludes. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you very much. This is Major Crim for Sleepers for the Week. Peace.